Hey guys, Tyler here. Inscryption just got a massive update. This is an officially released beta version of something called Kaycee's mod, which is an infinitely repeatable challenge mode that is made out of Leshy's cabin, which is going to be incredible. If you have not seen my Inscryption series, there is a link to the playlist down below. You are doing yourself a disservice if you do not check it out. This is by far the most creative game of 2021, and I'm thoroughly hyped for this update. One of my biggest complaints about the main game, it was too easy. So a challenge mode with runs and stats seems awesome. Now, because this is the beta, I don't expect it to be perfect, but it still looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. So there's challenge level 10 and challenge points 0 out of 10. Okay, so you get +5 challenge points for different modifiers. Your pack can hold one less item, sure. And I may not re-roll card choices. I don't think I ever did that in the main game. Okay, so I've decided to pick the one less item and no re-rolling just to get the challenge points up to maximum. And now I start the run. And it seems that if you beat the run, you can unlock more and more modifiers. This is my starting deck. The Stoat looks very strange, actually. This is a card game where the cards are alive, but a little bit different from this mod. My deck seems very standard so far. I will explain the game slightly. Alright, let's start with your hair pelts. Here's what I can offer. So I have 2 pelts. I can trade 1 pelt for 1 card. And just really quick, in the top right corner is the card's cost in blood. 1 blood refers to 1 sacrifice that needs to be made for another creature. Leftmost number is its attack power. Rightmost is its health number. And then in the middle, there's a bunch of symbols, which means various things. This one means that a card bearing this sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. There's flying creatures in this game that can fly over other creatures, but this creature can block them. And there's a 2/7/3, which probably means that I can't do anything right now, but that is the code for a safe, which may or may not be relevant later. And out of these cards, I want to add the black goat to my deck. I should have right-clicked on it. I'll show you what it means later, but I can pick another one, and the other one's going to be, I think it's an alpha, because it has a bone cost, and you get bones every time one of your creatures dies. So if you have enough bones, you can play this guy quite easily. Those pelts are most excellent, my thanks. So let me go look at my deck. The black goat, if I right-click on it, it says a card bearing the sigil is counted as 3 blood rather than 1 blood when sacrificed. So what do we mean by sacrifice? Well, we still won't find out because I have another event to go to. So I will pick the sacrifice event. This is where I can power a card up. It's interesting is starting with this and not a battle. So I can sacrifice a card to give its special powers to a different card. And I think I will sacrifice the black goat. Since I mainly care about its power, I might as well put its power on something more useful, like the Stoat. Seems good to me. So now my Stoat has the power of the goat. Incredible. Now, I can back away from the table in this. I wasn't sure. I thought it was just going to be like the normal game where nothing has changed. But yeah, you remember that 2/7/3? There's a safe, and you can unlock 2/7/3 and solve stuff within the room to progress as well. So that's part of what makes this game amazing. Okay, so there's a pile of shit in the safe. Incredible. We're going to go back to the main game. Clearly... They're just fucking with me there. Let's go to this. It's time for a battle. Now, I guess it's weird that the first battle has a modifier, but honestly, all this is going to be easy enough to understand. On the bottom is my 4 lanes. I get to play cards there, and they will attack him directly. And then the next 4 lanes are his lanes, where he will have units that can attack me directly. And behind that are his future turn. It's basically what he's going to play next turn. So he's going to play a unit next turn that has 1 attack, 3 health, and some special power that I don't really care about right now. How it works is that I play the free unit, then I sacrifice the free unit for a 1-cost unit. I place it on the board, and I could show the power of the Stoat right now, and in fact I actually will, because I can sacrifice the Stoat and it counts as 3 creatures, allowing me to summon the wolf. So what the wolf does, it attacks him directly, and 3 attacks, so it puts 3 weights on the scale. And his attack's kind of sideways, which is good for him and all that. And I put 1 weight on the scale, and the idea is I win if I have 5 more weights on the scale, on his side of the scale than on my side of the scale. His being the eyes in the distance. So, as you can see, this is a very standard win. As the game goes on, my deck gets stronger and everything becomes more and more powerful, and it's just an overall very exciting feat. So I have 2 paths. I'm going to pick the right path because I want the statue event in the future. Where did I place that clover? Oh, interesting. Okay, so there normally would be a clover, but apparently not. The Regal Ant Queen, she births a new ant once played, and I'm just picking a card to add to my deck. The Dauntless Bloodhound, it leaps to oppose new creatures when they are played. The Licentious Field Mouse, you will draw a copy when they are played. They're all expensive cards. I kind of like the Field Mice. When I play it, I get to draw a copy of it. It's endless value. So now I just got to figure out how to summon it consistently, which seems tough, but maybe I can find a way. So now I'm at a statue event, I think. The bones of the ancient woman creaked and groaned as she approached. With gently shaking hands, she placed her offerings before you. What does this do? Fecundity. When a card bearing this sigil is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. I see. So it's a whole new mechanic. I've never seen that before. So you make a statue with 2 parts, a head and a body. The head refers to the type of creature that gets the effect, and the body refers to an effect that is applied to all creatures you have of that type. I will pick the wolf. The old woman collected her pieces and shuffled into the darkness. Now I don't get a body because I am only able to pick 1. I need both halves for the statue to actually do anything. I also have items to my side, 1-time consumables, a squirrel in a jar, which lets me just get another squirrel in my hand for free, which is all fine and dandy. Don't think it's what I want to do right now. I'd rather just sacrifice this stoat for the field mouse. We'll get you here, and then it draws, which is very cool. And I'll attack. Easy to damage. The pronghorn, as you can see, attacks sideways and then moves. So then, when I draw a card on my next turn, I either get a squirrel or something for my deck. Everything in my deck requires sacrifices, so I will take a squirrel. But I can't really summon anything right now that I want to. So I'm just going to let this ride right now. Next turn, I'll get another squirrel and I'll be able to do something. So let's get this down here. And then with the squirrel and the squirrel, I can get a field mouse right in there. And then I don't have enough bones to play the alpha. I need 5 and I have 4, but it's okay. These 2 attack and I win. I mean, this game is just addictive. It's oozing with charm. And the story, the main gameplay loop is really cool as well. I mean, that's a totally new experience as well. Even if you're vibing with this, I would still recommend checking out that series. I'm going to go with the left side. I want to add a card, then I want to do a sacrifice at some point. So, the Watchful Bullfrog, it leaps in the way of attacking flyers. I don't recall making that one. The Meek Sparrow, an inexpensive if feeble flying creature. Finally, I see a flying creature. But you know what? I'm going to take a bullfrog. It helps to have duplicates in a deck, believe it or not. So then I'm going to go to the sacrificial mound or whatever. And what do I want to get rid of? Maybe I want to put the field mice onto something else. Yeah, it's a powerful effect, but it costs 2. So I'd rather have it on a 1-costing unit. Well, like the bullfrog. So let's do that. Infinite bullfrogs. Yes, you can have multiple sigils on the card, and it is great. Time for a fight. Ooh, okay. Few options here. So my opponent's going to play a river otter and a coyote. Well, I think I'll summon my infinite bullfrog then. I'll put you right here. It's okay. Get another one in hand. Getting hit for 3 kind of hurts. This is going to be a tough fight, actually. So at least I get another infinite bullfrog. I mean, I don't run out of value. I just kind of am low on squirrels. I need squirrels in order to do things. Although, you know, it's kind of funny. I never thought about this, but I could go bullfrog into bullfrog. into bullfrog. And what this does is it gives me more bones. So I don't have the alpha card in my deck, but if I did, it could give me infinite bones, which I find to be quite interesting. Right, so I'm just going to let this ride, kill his coyote, deal a little damage, and not die, thankfully. And actually, this is quite beneficial, because his otter attacks me and then hides like the coward it is, damaging but not killing my bullfrog. Which means that, in addition to killing his coyote, I can replace my damaged bullfrog with a fresh, new, healthy bullfrog. And start doing some nasty stuff right there and start chipping back. You can't kill me. You can't. This time I'm going to look for the alpha. Hey, I found it. Awesome. So here's what I want to do. I want to put the bullfrog right here this time and just put the alpha in between, buffing both of them, my bullfrog's attack powers, and I think killing them. Very nice. Next up, I want to make it to this statue glyph over here so I can get a completed statue. So I'll take this path. So I can pick a card that has 1 blood cost, 3 blood cost, or bone cost. I'm going to go bone cost. The meager coyote. But what did you expect for only 4 bones? It sounds pretty good, to be honest. Especially since I have an infinite bone strat. The decrepit wood carver appeared before you. She moved with a certain vigor in spite of her considerable age. Okay, so now my wolves. What does this do? Corpse Eater. If a creature that you own perishes by combat, a card bearing the sigil in your hand is automatically played in its place. So my wolves could have Corpse Eater, which sounds awesome, which means a wolf can be summoned straight from my hand onto the field without me having to pay for it. And the wolf is my most expensive creature in the deck, so I will add that. It's been added to my pack. When I looked up again, the ancient woman had vanished. So that's just the permanent power I have. I believe I'm only allowed to have 1 statue at a time, but that 1 statue will surely do something. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire, that will enhance its power, said another. You noticed one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. Alright, so I get to add a power to one of my creatures. If anything's going to become more powerful, it should be my infinite bullfrog. Because infinite value now is even better. You had an idea. Why not warm your creature by the fire for just a moment longer? What? One of the starving survivors took a step closer. This would be risky. Push your luck or pull away. I had practice in this. I think I'm going to pull out. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I pull out? Oh, no. The fire warmed the poor bullfrog, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached towards it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the bullfrog away from the fire and left. Okay, never mind. I did pull out. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the way they were hinting at. Good God, on to the boss fight. So there was a candle over there. That didn't mean much, but those were basically my health bars. I was allowed 1 mistake before now. But now we have, hee-haw, the prospector's backed. But now I have 1 shot. If I die, I die. And he has 2 candles, which means I have to get through 2 phases of the prospector. Now, I know how the prospector works. He's a pack mule. If you kill it, you get a bunch of free cards. So I may try to do that. Also have a bunch of cool stuff. The smoke is a free thing that gives me 4 bones when sacrificed. The smoke is something I get if I have a spare candle, which is a wonderful benefit, allowing me to get this bullfrog out here. And then sacrificing the bullfrog for the bullfrog. And now I have enough bones to play the alpha. Thing is, I don't want to play it in front of the coyote, because the coyote is just going to kill the alpha. So what I think I'd rather do is use my squirrel to summon another bullfrog. Just in this lane. Not quite killing him, but nearly doing so. Then he's going to come back. I want to kill the pack mule before anything else happens. I will draw... I'm going to look for my coyote. The wolf gets summoned for free. Okay, I'm in a weird predicament. I wanted to play the alpha for free in this spot, which would buff the bullfrog and kill the coyote. Issue is, I don't kill the pack mule, it lives, and then the 3 damage the bullfrog does will tip the scales all the way down. And you might be saying, well, isn't that good? No, because when I tip the scales, well, I could demonstrate. Surely this won't be terrible. Let me show you what happens when the scales are tipped for the first time. Away goes a health bar. There's gold in them cars, and I get absolutely owned, but wait, actually countered? Please don't hit the wolf. Gold, I've struck gold. Wait, that's beautiful. Okay, so I thought it was bad with all the gold nuggets, but somehow my wolf got summoned on the field without ruining anything. And I'm gonna take a squirrel so I can summon the bullfrog in the future. And now the wolf can kill the pack. I didn't know that's how that worked. I'm glad it did, though. That was very beneficial for me. Because otherwise I was gonna just have a board full of untackable, or no attack, no unsacrificable things. Get him. I got 2 squirrels in my hand. That should be fine. Let's just draw from my deck already. Coyote, very nice. My wolf is already attacking quite easily. Here I'm gonna drum up some bones. Some bullfrog usage. Bullfrog in the bullfrog. Actually, I have enough bones. Let's just send it. And the gold nuggets, like I said, they cannot be sacrificed for my units. Because you need to sacrifice something with blood in order to summon something else. That's why there's blood costs on these dudes. Anyways, I'm about to win the fight. No use in monologuing further. That's a nice win. My deck has great potential. Allow me to light your candles once more. I won't be killing you quite yet. You're the first in a while to overcome a boss. As a reward, you are granted an opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. Ah, yes, the rare cards. The uninspiring Gek. Perhaps you can find a use for it? I have no words for this freak of nature. I love the long elk. The stalwart mole man. The ultimate defense. The mole man's interesting because it can move in front of attacking creatures, even if it isn't right in front of them to begin with, just to block them. The Gek is good because it's free. The long elk is also going to be free, assuming I get the bullfrog combo going. And what's also nice is that it has the touch of death. When a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. So I get to one-hit kill any unit that's attacked, so I'll take it. And I generally get enough bones, so that is almost always going to be played for free. On to the next map. A frigid gust of wind billowed, unwelcome into your lungs. The beauty of the fallen snow failed to distract you from the chill in your bones. You had ascended to the snow line. I'm going to go to the left. I don't need to go by the statue again because my current statue is, I think, quite good. I'm looking for maybe a wolf creature. The underappreciated ringworm. Its value is not readily apparent. The adept kingfisher, a slippery hunter. The flighty elk, it moves after attacking. The ringworm's interesting because if I have one in my deck near the end of the game, I get something special. So I think I'm going to take it. In endgame, it could be useful. Onto the pack. The amount of items you can carry is 2, and you have 2. Instead, perhaps you'll accept this gift from my friend. I got a pack rat card. Always useful. So whenever I play it, I get a free item, which is quite good. Onto a fight. Alright. Well, all I can do right now is summon the stoat. Now, I think it's just going to go... I think I'm going to put it in the empty lane, actually. I don't really care about blocking the Raven Egg. The Raven Egg levels up after 1 turn. So I'm hoping I can draw something from my deck that I can sacrifice the stoat for to kill. Like the pack rat. That's perfect, actually. So, whenever I play this, I get a random item as long as my pack is not full. My pack is full, so what I'm going to do is use one of my 2 consumable items because I'm about to get one back for free. And that is going to be the pliers. Tipping the scales a little bit my own way with a tooth. And I got a frozen opossum. A frozen opossum is created in your hand. A frozen opossum is defined as 0 power, 5 health, frozen away. Well, anyway, I'm going to let that ride. Kills Raven Egg before it levels up into something more nasty. There's more of them. His boulder attacked me. Oh, God. I'm going to draw from my deck. Got the alpha here. I'm going to take the frozen possum just to get an understanding of the card. It's free. It has an ice cube. When a card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature inside is released in its place. So if I place you down just right here in front of the boulder, it should be a decent blocking unit, allowing me to deal damage, hopefully, without too much consequence. Keep looking at my deck. Finally got a bullfrog. What I don't know is whether that includes sacrifices. I might be wrong, but I'm going to assume perishes does not equal sacrifices. So I'm just going to ding the bell here. And, oh god, so he's got a raven, of course. He's got 3 attack, which looks brutal, but I think I'm about to make a little bit of a comeback here. What I can do with the squirrel, sacrifice it, place a bullfrog in its place. The bullfrog will be able to block the raven, and more importantly, it'll give me bones and free summon stuff. So my stuff is about to die. I'm about to have a huge power spike. Look at that. Free unit. Free units. It's perfect. And now I'll draw from my deck. See what I get. The ringworm, not too helpful right now. And now I strike back. Slowly but surely. There's a little overkill, which is nice. He does some damage to me, but it's not too bad. Again, look through my deck. The wolf can again get summoned for free. But my board is filled with creatures, so I might as well just let this ride. Do I win here? I do. Nice. Beautiful comeback mechanic. I'm going to go towards the pack. I mean, I might as well. I'm short 1 item. Might as well get it back. A nascent raven. It is no less conniving in its incubation. Flying sparrow. The monstrous grizzly. Its form speaks enough of its efficacy. To be honest, my deck kind of needs cheap things. 3 sacrifices is a lot. And I kind of like where the Raven Egg is at right now. It becomes a 3/3 as long as it doesn't die right away, so that'll be a helpful addition to my team. And now if only there was the option to not pick something. Anyways, I get a free frozen opossum or a fan. A gust from this may lift your creatures into the air if only for a turn. Another useful implement, I'll allow you to hit the scales with it, a pliers. The frozen opossum dies very slowly, but it does seem very good. I want to see what happens when the frozen opossum dies, so I'm going to take it. I need to know what's inside the cube. How good is the regular opossum? My opponent's going to summon a turkey vulture and a mole. Alright, well here's how I'm going to play this then. I'm going to summon the raven egg in front of the turkey vulture because it has flight, which means that it will attack over my creature, and then my raven will start chipping away at it. Actually, I didn't think that one through. Wait a second. They're both flying, so they're not going to attack each other. They're just going to attack over each other forever and ever. Fantastic. I'm going to draw from my deck. See what I can get. It's a bullfrog. So I may consider using a squirrel here. I think I will. Use the squirrel. I'm going to put the bullfrog right here. Why? Because the mole's going to block. And then the other creature won't come in. But that raven's going to be the death of me if I'm not able to do anything about it. Oh, this looks quite bad. I mean, I need something else from my deck. Something, anything. A coyote would be awesome if I could summon it. Let me take the possum. And let me do a little experiment. Place you down. And I'm going to sacrifice you for... You can't draw blood from a frozen opossum. Well, now it's just down. I cannot do anything. I lose this fight, but thankfully not the game. The double candle system is going to come quite in handy there. Alright, so bad news for me. That was one of the 2 mistakes I can make here. If you make another, I must sacrifice you. Now, where were we? Bad news for me is that I need to really figure out how I can make sure I have cards that are playable. The regal moose, the creatures of the wild make way for it. The inevitable maggot, they will lurch forth from your hand when your creatures are killed. The apotheosized goat, the truest offering, sacrificing it grants 3 blood. Unfortunately, none of these are helpful. I was hoping for a 1-cost unit that has attack. Now I've got to take the corpse maggots, just kind of diluting my setup a little bit more. Why? Because all I need is 1 unit. If it's in my hand, all I need is 1 unit to die, and then corpse maggots can come onto the field for free, so it's not awful. I'm going to pick the fun option here. the mushroom. This is the mycologist. This place is really cool. It's not a great play, but it's a fun play. We are the mycologist, yes, yes. And we are performing our experiments far from... We are not welcome elsewhere. We will experiment on your flock, yes. We will need 2 of the same creatures, 1 for each of us. I have 2 bullfrogs. I don't want to do this, but it's so much fun. I think this could get messy. Look away. It takes the 2 bullfrogs and combines them into a big bullfrog. It's a 3/4 bullfrog costing 1. It might actually be good because if I draw it, it's insane. But now I have less units that I can play easily. Like, my deck is kind of filled with BS that does not go down easily. Oh, but I did draw the good bullfrog, so all is good in the world. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to squirrel into the bullfrog. Honestly, I think I can get away with placing it right here. I'm pretty sure I can just do a fast win. Hit him for 3. I get it back. They only deal 1, so that's not enough to tip the scales. And then all I need to do is summon yet another bullfrog, and then I just win. So I guess actually the merge is nice when you actually draw the nuts. Being the bullfrog, it's now by far my best unit in the deck. So that's pretty cool. And now I have a trial. Okay. The Trial of Power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. Trial Bones. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 5 bones combined to pass. The Trial of Blood. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 4 blood combined to pass. Well, I have a lot of bones. But I need to have 5 bones, which means if I just draw the Coyote or the Long Elk, it's not enough. I need the Magus and the Alpha, or the Alpha. Or I could just do the attack power one. I only need 4 attack power. I think I go for attack power here. I think that's my best chance. Let the trial of power begin. 1, 3, there we go. We got it. You have passed the trial. And I get a card to my deck. The Undying River Snapper. When a card bearing the sigil perishes, a copy of it is created in your hand. Not too bad, except it's expensive. Beehive and Kingfisher. What's a beehive? Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. A bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. Then Kingfisher, it's a flying creature that hides during my opponent's turn, and when it's played, a copy is created in my hand. The River Snapper is too expensive, but can I sacrifice the Snapper to give the Undying to something else? That might be quite good. Yeah, I'm going to take the River Snapper just to see if I can sacrifice it to, yeah, give its power to something else. Right here. Hopefully it lets me. Crap. So, yeah, about that. Alright, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to sacrifice the Pack Rat so I don't have too many 2 blood cost units in my deck. And I'm going to put it on something else. Maybe the Ringworm to make it useful. You know what? No, I'm going to put it on the Ringworm to make it a little bit more useful. It's consistency. At least this card has somewhat of a purpose. Playing it gives me a free item. And I get a Campfire. Maybe if I get additional power, the Ringworm can become more powerful. Ooh, yes. There's room for a creature around the fire. The warmth will enhance its power. Yes, yes, yes. My Ringworm. It can do something. It can attack. It's perfect. Surely could become more powerful, but I would need to risk another moment by the fire. Push my luck or pull away. No. One attack is all I need. But then again... No, 1 attack is all I need. I don't need to take this risk. Like, there's too much riding on the Ringworm to potentially lose it. At least I assume that's what could happen. A man stood before you, a man you recognized immediately. It was the Trapper. You reached out to examine his wares, but he stopped you. Sorry, but today you will supply the pelts. Okay, we're facing the Trapper already. Brutal. Okay, I have nothing playable right now. That's bad. Oh, this is going to be a very tough fight then. So, the good news is I have 2 units in my hand that will get summoned for free when something dies. So I will place down the Squirrel here. So the squirrel could be the something that dies, so I get a unit that's summoned for free. There goes my alpha. Bad news is he's still wrecking shops. Now I'm gonna get another squirrel down just so I can repeat the process. So the squirrel can even attack. Maybe I could have positioned a little differently then. It's fine. The wolf is out. Yet again, I think I will go for another blocking squirrel. Will I block with this? I think I can afford to be a little greedy here. This is scary, but I think it'll work out. So when you kill the frogs, they get leaping traps, but the leaping traps don't attack. So I'm not really worried about dying, because I just need to get the squirrels down. I summon the river snapper in his place, and I can deal with this last strange frog, just barely. Or do I suffer? I forget. Do I get overkill damage with the wolf? Shit. Never mind, I'll lose. Yikes. I miscalculated that. I thought I would get overkill damage. I forgot that's how it worked. Well, I guess I'm gonna make an exquisite pelt. Great first run. 5 misplays. No! Ah, shit. Well, that's hard. Alright, so the no clover actually bit me in the ass, because apparently you get a clover which lets you reroll units to make for a better deck, which I would have appreciated once or twice. Okay, well, that's Kaycee's mod. It's certainly more challenging, but honestly, it's been a couple months since I played this game, so relearning some of the finer details is going to come with time. I expect to pull it out harder next time. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see more of it in the future. This mod is actually a ton of fun. I'll see you all in the next episode. Peace.